Hey, what's up? My name is Brandon. I'm the founder of NOVAEO. I'm putting this video together for you to give you guys a little bit more insight about our team, who we are, what we're all about, our vision, our culture, our business model, all of these things so that during your job hunt, if you decide to apply with us, that you'll do so with a lot of confidence that we are the right fit for you. So a little bit about our business model and what we currently have going on now. Um, we own about 6 or 7 different product brands in the health and wellness space. So that would include clean beauty skincare, a couple dietary supplements brands, tea, um, as well as a bulk raw material, like raw ingredient brand that supports any kind of health and wellness business. Our primary sales channel is Amazon. We do identify ourselves as being e-commerce focused, and while right now Amazon is our primary channel, the vision is to expand much further beyond that. We do have our primary sales channel is Amazon.com, so the U.S. Amazon. We are American owned, but we have team members from all over the world. We also sell in the various other Amazon countries, other Amazon platforms in various other countries. And then we're also in Walmart.com, eBay, Etsy. And then we also have our own stores per brand. We call them our .coms, in which we run on Shopify. We have a little bit of brick and mortar relationships where we do a little bit of wholesale to retailers, but that's kind of more on accident than anything else. It's not our focus. Our team size right now, at the time of this video, which is December 2021, is we have somewhere between like 50 and 60 people. A lot of our team members are in the Philippines. We have people in India, in England. We have a warehouse in Tampa, Florida, where we do some manufacturing, some formulation for our brands. In fact, our supply chain in general is a bit of what I would call a hybrid supply chain, in which like I said, we do manufacture some of our own products, so we're importing raw materials from China and various other places around the world, and doing our own machine and hand manufacturing at our Florida facility. And then there are some products that we also use contract manufacturers for. I don't think we do any private label. There might be like a product or two, but that's not really in our model. We take a lot of pride in our products. So we like to, have a heavy hand in the formulation process, or really just like the creation process in general. And so while right now our business model really is centered around these product brands, it's centered around Amazon specifically, and then more generically is e-commerce. What we're actually creating, big picture vision, is way beyond this. What we are really creating is the culture and the organizational structure that we believe is ultimately like the next step in organizational structure evolution. And what I mean by that is, for the past several decades, it's been the corporate culture that has really dominated organizations. All of the biggest organizations use a corporate hierarchy. And you can kind of see that everywhere. We are trying to rewrite that organizational system. We believe that humans have evolved to a time where at least some of us can operate in a much healthier structure. And what I mean by that is, in the corporate model, you have these like really tight management controls. People are in very, very defined roles. And at the end of the day, what the organization's purposes is to ultimately try to extract every little bit of value from every single individual. But it comes at a massive expense to the input of that individual, where my view is that people aren't free. They aren't geographically free. They don't have time freedom. Their health is often sacrificed. Relationships, whether it's relationships with family or whatever, is often sacrificed. And the list goes on and on. And what we are trying to create is a different type of organizational structure that doesn't take so much from the individual, because I don't believe it's ultimately necessary. And so as we build and prove this organizational structure, we're going to be expanding ourselves into other businesses. So for example, we want to get ourselves into real estate, into government sourcing contracts. We actually have a couple inventions that are just about ready to launch. There's honestly like tons and tons. There's no shortage of ideas, put it that way. And what this also means for you is we're trying to attract people that want to join NOVAEO for ultimately like life. And at this day and age, that's a scary thought. But we want NOVAEO to be able to provide every individual on the team for the freedom and flexibility to ultimately move around and change their persona, change their role, change their, whatever it is that they want to feel change in, because ultimately, change is how we grow. So what I mean by that is already, even within this one product brand e-commerce business that we've had people jump from customer engagement to marketing, from marketing to supply chain, from administrative to maybe something really centered around like Amazon marketing specifically. And it's very common for people to jump around based on what their interests are and what their passions are, what they want to learn, ultimately where they want to spend their time. So like the individual, the happiness of the individual is extremely, extremely important to us. In fact, that is really the center of our culture. The culture is to focus on the balance and growth of every single individual. So balance, meaning to provide the stability for every individual, and then growth to help that individual grow in multiple directions, not just professionally, but we have a really strong health culture. We take mental, emotional health, these things extremely seriously. In fact, our HR, if you want to call it that, if you're coming from a corporate background, our lead for HR has a pretty diverse background in therapy and psychology. And so we actually have monthly one-on-ones with her. Every single individual has a one-on-one with her, ultimately just to figure out, like, are you happy where you are? If not, then we figure out how to create change so that you can end up somewhere that's super happy. So the one thing that really makes NOVAEO unique compared to any other job that you're probably currently looking for, or any other team that you're currently looking at, is that focus on the individual. Because it's my belief that if you build the foundation for an individual and generate a sense of fulfillment for that individual such that they are happy, then they're going to be their best selves so that they can radiate into the collective. So that would be our team. And if our team is operating at its best self, then we're going to radiate to the rest of the world. And that's what I truly want. That's what I truly care about. That's what we're trying to do.